When I bought my BMW, the black one, it came with this little OBD-2 interface. This is the ELM 327, and it didn't work very well, actually. I couldn't get it to work with my iPhone, which uses iOS, of course, and I had tried Soren's phone as well, and that's an Android phone. Wouldn't work either. There are a couple of different app options for it, but overall, it was powering on, but it wasn't reading the codes on the car, or really any information. Funny enough, just a couple of days later, I got this in the mail by a company called Audew, A-U-D-E-W. On the box it says it should work with iOS, Android, and Windows, so that's nice. This might just be a really old unit, so there's no surprise I couldn't get it. With the QR code on the back, or you can just go to the website audew.com. You can download the app for this device directly. We're going to give it a go. The packaging looks pretty professional. There's even a nice little picture of a Prius on the side. And the best part about these little OBD-2 devices is that they're real compact. You can just stick it in your glove box. My old scanner that I've been using since about 2011, it's bulky. It's about this big, and it's got a loop of wire, and you're supposed to plug into the port, and it looks like it's basically an industrial printer connection. Let's give it a go. I haven't really used QR codes much ever in life, so I went directly to the website, and while you can browse the other products, I couldn't really see exactly where the software was for the scanner. And after a while, I got kind of tired of browsing, but you can see they do a lot of car products and little things like that, so it's a legitimate website. I remember hearing that the camera on iPhones can read QR codes, so I did that and it popped up in Safari. Safari brought me to the elm327.com site, which then has the software link for this. When you click download, it takes you to the App Store, which is good. I like downloading apps from the App Store directly. And then once you click download, just wait for it to load up on your phone. It's funny enough that it's actually the same app that I used on that little ELM 327 unit earlier. The advantage that this unit has over the old one that I was showing earlier in the video is that this uses a Wi-Fi connection versus a Bluetooth connection, which is going to be a lot simpler and a lot easier to connect to overall. You can mess with some of the settings here for fuel economy, your engine displacement, number of cylinders, what format you want your meters to be in, and have fun with all that. And then once we get onto the business side of things, there's a lot that this app can actually monitor, which is really kind of overwhelming. We'll start here inside the S60R. Plug in our OBD-2 connection. You can see the lights go on there on the side. Lets us know we're getting some power. Turn our ignition on, not starting the engine. We'll go back to the app and connect. First thing to do is get the connection started with a profile selection, which each manufacturer has their own kind of unique codes, even though they all adhere to the standard OBD-2 after 1996. So there's just hundreds of options here, and we're going to go all the way down to Volvo. And there's even some Russian ones, which is kind of funny. But standard Volvo OBD-2, that's before 2010, we'll select that profile and then go right to the Wi-Fi network, where we have to connect to the Wi-Fi OBD-2, not the regular Wi-Fi. And then that establishes a good connection with our scanner directly. You can customize these gauges. There's just so many options for this app. It's really overwhelming. Kind of laggy, you know, these aren't smooth and instant sweeping needles. They're dealing with the Wi-Fi network, and that's okay. But you kind of get an idea of what everything's like. It'll give you, you know, fuel pressure ratings, your vehicle speed, fuel consumption, and even horsepower ratings based on fuel consumption. So as I rev up the engine, it tells me what it thinks it's making in terms of horsepower. It got up to like 50 right there. So overall, really simple. It gives you a lot of clear instruction as to what everything means and how all these modes work. There's even several modes for diagnostics codes, from beginner, basic OBD-2 to like manufacturer specific, and even advanced ones, which it kind of warns you against looking up unless you know what you're doing, and certain cars don't really cooperate well with those modes. So they're very clear up front with everything. Even freeze frame and emissions data, acceleration tests, that's kind of cool. There's just too many things here. It's, you know, you could spend a lot of time if you are the kind of person that wants to know all these things. Of course, some of the tests, you know, give you an instant pass or fail based on where the monitors are at the moment. Wow, there's a lot of things you can measure with that app. That's really cool. Turns out it's the same app that I was using with the ELM unit, that ELM 327, which wasn't working on the phones, probably from being an older unit. And now we're going to take this over to the BMW, and we'll see how easily we can jump between one car and another. As you saw there, the tests, it couldn't pass the emissions because, well, the oxygen sensors haven't warmed up. This car's been parked for a while, and the catalytic converter hadn't been warmed up either. So it gives you kind of an immediate live readout of all that, which is really convenient. Kind of makes me wish that my old Volvos here are OBD-2 as well, but that's all right. Okay, key is on, engine off. We will now hook up to the Wi-Fi network, and we'll take a look. Another test I was really looking forward to was seeing how compatible it is between cars, because you don't want to get stuck in one profile and then have an app that wants you to pay to have 2 cars in or something like that. My solution here was to disconnect from the network entirely, because it was having issues connecting right away. I think it just sort of saves the previous car setup. And then when you go through your fuel economy settings, and there you can change your engine displacement size, so you're getting accurate, quote, accurate fuel economy readings. And some more meters, of course. You know, you've got several dashboards you can choose from in terms of what your phone is showing you at the moment. The sky seems to be the limit with modifying the dashboard and the gauges there. Some of the codes popped up here, and if you click on the codes, they give you, it opens up your browser on your phone, so it'll search up that DTC, which is nice. It's a little convenient. It also kind of gets annoying if you keep pressing on them, because I want to click on them and have the app itself tell me what the code means. But I understand they don't have every definition stored, especially for some of these weird BMW codes. These are not basic OBD2. I'm kind of in the more intermediate or advanced section of scanning the car. So these codes are reading as additional codes, but my check engine light is not on because my OBD2 basic codes are all cleared, and I have no DTCs there. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. It's not too bad. It's the future. We should be able to use our smartphones to read our cars. Why not? It is the 21st century, after all. My big scanner that cost over $120, you know, just 7 or 8 years ago, it would take a long time to read, and this thing is quick, it's small, and it's only $13. So all in all, it's a pretty great little tool. I'm excited to continue using it. I'll track my fuel economy and other things along the way. The only downside, of course, well, it's not really a downside because you're not using active Wi-Fi while you're driving around unless you have a brand new fancy car. Keeps your Bluetooth free for your music and whatnot. And you can just get a lot of great information from your car, including like really advanced test results, more than just basic OBD2 stuff, which is really nice. So for the price, oh yeah. Check out the link down below for the scanner and check out audew.com. Thanks for watching.